Now coming to the nutrition basics, counting calories. Calories are energy powerhouses found in food. Every time you eat, you take in calories. All foods except water have some calories, and calories are calories, whether they come from apples or chocolate fudge. Your body is a machine that uses food calories as fuel. When the amount of fuel you take in equals the amount of fuel you need for your body to run, your weight remains constant. Now, there is no extra fuel to store and no deficit to make up. Eat too many calories and your body uses what it needs and stores the leftover for future use. You see the storage on your thighs, hips and waist. Yes, you're getting fat. Eat too few calories and your body gives you a signal on its fuel reserves. Your thighs, hips and waist get slimmer as the surplus is depleted. Calories come from the fat, protein and carbohydrate in foods. Fat has the most calories of the three, more than twice as many as protein and carbohydrate. Example is 1 teaspoon of fat has 40 calories, a teaspoon of either carbohydrate or protein has only 16 calories. Now let us come to counting calories. To find how many calories you need each day, you need to do two things. Find out how much do you want to weigh, not your current weight but your target weight. Second, select an activity factor that fits your current activity level. Your target weight is your activity factor, which will be 20 in very active men, 15 in moderately active men or very active women, 13 in inactive, non-moderately active women, and people over 55. Now coming to counting calories again, inactive women and person with repeated dieting and seriously overweight people. Their target weight with the activity factor is equal to the calories needed each day. Now let me repeat this once again. Counting your calories is to find how many calories you need each day. And to do this, you have to find how much you need to weigh, not your current weight, but your target weight. That is, select an activity factor that fits your current activity level. Your target weight will be equal to your activity factor. Your target weight multiplied by your activity factor is equal to the calories needed each day. Your target weight can be calculated using your activity factor, so that can be related. Now figuring out fat. The view that all fats are bad and you should eat less fat is no longer accurate. The type of fat you may eat may be more important than how much fat you need or you eat. A moderate fat intake can be healthy. A high fat diet may even disrupt your body's clock. We all operate on a 24-hour curriculum or a cycle that regulates our sleeping, walking, fluid balance, body temperature, heart output, oxygen use, and gland functions. Researchers have found that a misaligned body clock can increase the risk of obesity and diabetes. This is another good reason to eat a moderate amount of fat. Total fat intake should be 20% to 35% of your total calories. If you eat 20 to 25% of your daily calories as a fat, you will have low fat intake. 30% to 35% is considered a moderate fat intake. Either can be a part of a healthy eating plan. It is easy to figure out your daily fat requirement. If you regularly eat 1800 calories a day, you should try to eat between 40 grams, that is 20%, and 70 grams, that is 35% of fat each day. After you have decided what percentage of fat you will eat each day, multiply the percentage by your daily calorie intake. For example, for a low-fat diet, it can be 20% into 1800 calories, that is 20% multiplied by 1800 calories, which is equal to 360 fat calories a day. For a moderate fat diet, it is 35%. I repeat, it is 35% multiplied by 1800 calories, which is equal to 630 fat calories a day. To convert fat calories into grams of fat, all you need to know is that 1 gram of fat is equal to 9 calories. 360 fat calories, which is 20%, you divide it by 9, it comes to 40 grams of fat. 630 fat calories, 35%, divide it again by 9, which comes to 70 grams of fat. Now coming to eating less saturated fat. To set your daily target saturated fat intake, first determine the number of calories you need to eat each day. Next, select the percentage of saturated fat calories you wish to eat. If you are regularly eating 1800 calories a day, you should eat less than 14 grams, that is 7%, or less than 20 grams, 10% of saturated fat each day. After you have decided what percentage of saturated fat you want to aim for daily, multiply the percentage times your daily calorie intake, which can be cited by example, that is 10% multiplied by 1800 calories is 180 saturated fat calories a day. 7% multiplied by 1800 calories is 126 saturated fat calories a day. To convert saturated fat calories into grams of fat, all you need to know is that 1 gram of fat is 9 calories. 180 fat calories, 10% divided by 9 again is 20 grams of saturated fat. 126 fat calories, 7% divided by 9 is 14 grams of saturated fat. If your lunch you have ordered 2 slices of cheese pizza with 16 grams of saturated fat, you would use up more than your total saturated fat amount for the day. If you are aiming for 7%, at 10%, you have a few grams left over for the remainder of the day. This video is mostly a tutorial video on the basics of nutrition, just to give you an idea of how your weight can be controlled with counting your calories. Consider carbs carefully. You can estimate your individual carb intake by first deciding what amount of carb you want to eat each day. If you eat 1800 calories, which is 900 carb calories a day. To figure out how many grams of carbs to eat each day, you need to know that 1 gram of carb is 4 calories. 900 carb calories per day divided by 4 will come to 225 grams of carb a day. With dieting, you can control your diet, but a good dieting is necessary to have a good control on your weight, to eat good and keep yourself healthy. Dieting, we all have heard of that, yes. We want to reduce our weight by eating foods which is in controlled amount. Yes, we can do that by repeated dieting, whereby a person loses weight to regain most of all of the weight that was lost. Yes, so a good diet is necessary. They may diet again and again throughout their lifetime but rarely return the weight loss for any extended period of time. This up and down of weight, less weight gain syndrome is called weight cycling. So keep a watch on. If you are dieting, go for a proper dieting routine and a guided dieting routine which can only be given to you by a good nutritionist or a good dietitian. The diet based on the idea that one's health and happiness depends on a proper balance between you and your foods. Microbiotic diets, which can be vegan, and stresses more on whole grains, vegetarians, proteins, beans, and soups. Extreme forms of the diet are very limiting, relying, and you can not survive on them because you will not be getting the right amount of proteins, vitamins, and minerals. Brown rice is a very good option if you are really looking forward to dieting, because rice adds a lot of calories to your body and brown rice can be taken while you are dieting. These are some of the small tips which I could give in my video. Do subscribe to my video for more information.